Hello and welcome. I'm Asuma Katauka and you are watching NewsX World. Let's take a look at some of the top stories. A British man who drove into the pedestrians and stabbed a security guard outside a Manchester synagogue has been shot dead by police, prompting British Prime Minister Keir Starmer to reinforce security at synagogues nationwide and British government to vow to fight anti-Semitism. Israeli forces have intercepted nearly all boats in the Gaza aid Flotilla, including one carrying Greta Thunberg, who claimed in a pre-recorded video that she was abducted by Israeli troops, sparking global protests in many countries, including Italy and Turkey, amid rising diplomatic tensions. Egyptian Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati has said that Cairo, along with Qatar and Turkey, is pressing Hamas to accept President Donald Trump's ceasefire plan to end the nearly two-year war in Gaza. The proposal unveiled by the White House this week calls for a hostage prisoner exchange, Israeli withdrawal, Hamas disarmament, among other demands. Drone sightings, which had forced Munich airport to halt flight operations on Thursday night, has now resumed its operations. The halt, which resulted in 17 cancellations, 15 diversions and disruptions for nearly 3,000 passengers, follows similar drone disruptions in Denmark and Norway. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung urged North Korea to resume family reunions for the 36,000 South Koreans separated since the 1950 to 1953 war, calling it a humanitarian responsibility ahead of the national holiday. The last reunions took place in August 2018, but ties have frosted since, with North Korea even dismantling the reunion facility. A Finnish district court has dismissed the case against the captain and two officers of the Eagles oil tanker, ruled to have no jurisdiction over the 2024 Baltic Sea cable breach. The crew pleaded not guilty, claiming a technical fault caused the anchor to drop unnoticed, further complicating efforts to prove the criminal intent. Vietnam's death toll from Typhoon Bualoi has now risen to 51, with 14 missing and 164 injured, as the central bank urges banks to support affected businesses, according to local government reports. While the storm has caused an estimated $603 million in damage. The death toll from the collapse of the boarding school in Indonesia has now risen to 9 people, with nearly 60 students still trapped under the rubble. Rescuers using cranes and sensors continue to search through the debris after the building collapsed during an afternoon prayer, leaving mostly teenage boys dead or injured. Now we move on. Reports